Hey everyone, I'm Ryan and you're watching 60 Cycle Hum. On the first video I did of the plasma pedal here by Game Changer Audio, a commenter said that they think it sounds like a $30 fuzz pedal, and that grabbed my interest right away because I know I could get a $30 pedal without sweating it too hard and make some content that people are going to click on, and here we are, we're doing it. I asked the commenter which pedal I should buy specifically. I would let them pick, and they chose the Behringer SF300, which is a clone of the Boss FC2, which is a fairly sought after pedal these days. They're going for big money on the used market, and I just got to take this moment to say, hey Boss, if you're watching this, you got to wazza that stuff up. People want a Waza FC2. Get at it, it will sell. So anyways, let's get to comparing these two pedals. I will say that I have owned an SF300 before in the early days of me going on my fuzz journey. I think before we were even doing the podcast, I had one of these because I just couldn't turn down that price. I used it for a while. I was trying to get a certain sound out of it, and I had some issues with that. I'll cover that as we go. Anyways, here is my dry signal SG loaded with GFS pickups. I've got a Gun Street wiring harness loaded in here. They are a sponsor of the show. Go check them out. Here's the dry signal. What should I start with? Let's start with the plasma pedal because it looks the coolest when you play it. It's this crazy, nasty, gated, broken sounding fuzz, which is the kind of fuzz I honestly prefer. I love my fuzzes to sound kind of broken, and this does it. Let's get into the Super Fuzz now. It's on. I just checked the LED. Turn the plasma off, of course. The Super Fuzz, I mean, you could talk about the FC2 as well in this statement. It does this awesome Velcro ripping 60s psychedelic sort of Super Fuzz, like Univoxy Super Fuzz sort of fuzz. I keep saying fuzz over and over again, but I can't avoid it, can I? I think this copy of the FC2 does a great job of hitting that gain character. I've never owned a proper FC2, but I can say that this particular pedal has this kind of like nasal filtering blanket over the amp, for lack of a better term, sort of thing going on. Like I said, I love the gain character of it. I love that Velcro sound. But there's something about it. It might just be that it's a $30 pedal. No, it's not really 30. It's like 24 or 25 or something like that. It's got some sort of component value that's putting this filtering sound on it. Maybe you can't hear it in the demo. I hope you can hear it in the recording. But here in the room, there's a massive clarity difference between this pedal and this pedal. I don't think, I mean, it might come down to the price of these things. For a pedal that is expensive as the plasma pedal is, I'd imagine that if there was an issue like that, they would spend the R&D time to massage it out. But on the flip side, this thing has a very broken sound to it. But that's a style within fuzz pedals, is to have this gated, starved, broken sound. And I don't think that's at its detriment at all. I think that's a feature of this pedal. There's a clarity to this fuzz and other fuzzes that are of higher value and sometimes lower value too, that the Super Fuzz just doesn't have. Let's go through some of the settings of the Super Fuzz, because it does actually have more things it can do than what I just had it dialed in at. That was the Fuzz 2 setting. Here's the Fuzz 1 setting. It's a smoother, tighter fuzz sound than the Fuzz 2 setting, which is closer to your Velcro sort of sound. But the number 1 setting has even more of that blanket filtering sort of sound. You can dial it out by adjusting the high a bit. But not much. We'll put it on the Fuzz 2 setting and those highs are really gonna pop out. So now we're getting back into that blanket sound. Probably a very good bass fuzz, honestly. There's also a boost setting, but I'm not going to get into that because there's not really a boost setting here to mess with. I guess there kind of is. I could turn the blend all the way down and use the volume as a boost, but what's the point, guys? Let's compare the FC2 sound again. I mean, let's compare the Fuzz 2 sound again to the plasma pedal. That's on a clearer setting on the Super Fuzz. In a way, it's really not fair to compare them just because they do two different flavors of fuzz, really. I mean, this is a broken gated sound. This is a Velcro 60s sound. Like I said, there's filtering issues here, blanket over the amp sorts of sounds. I can overcome them a bit by turning the treble up, but at that point, you're doing, treble boosting, and you might not want to be sitting at that EQ range. I don't know. I think that this is worth buying and it's worth experimenting with if you are curious. But I'll say that previously, when I owned one of these years and years ago, I ended up selling it because that filtering sound just made me feel like I was missing something from my signal. I started to get fatigue from it, and I just didn't want it around anymore. But I'm going to keep this pedal around for a while. I'm going to see if I can track down an actual FC2. I hope I don't have to buy one. Hopefully I can rent or borrow one. If anyone out there has an FC2, hit me up. Maybe we'll work something out, because I want to do some shootouts against this guy and make some content. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. If you're looking for an affordable fuzz that does great broken fuzzy sounds, great 60s style sounds, gives you a lot of room to play around with, and doesn't have the blanket over the amp sort of sound, that filtering sound that I'm talking about, freaking DOD Carcosa all day. You can get these on Reverb under $100 every single time. I was looking around on there and there were some that were like $75. This is a fantastic pedal. Fantastic distortion, fuzz. This is super versatile and does all the sounds that it does really, really well. I can't recommend it enough. I'll play out with it right now. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave me rude, nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. visit the Threadless link down below. I'm not wearing a 60 Cycle Hum shirt right now, but you've seen me wear them. You can buy them from our Threadless shop. All right, enjoy the Carcosa as I play out.